Hey guys, what's going on? Oxford here. In today's video, I want to go over 3 websites that you should be using for Path of Exile 2. Let's go ahead and jump into this real quick. So the first website that a lot of you probably already know this, but some may not, is actually the POE2 database.tw or DB. All the links, by the way, will be pinned in the comment at the very top and the description box. So with the POE2 database, this whole site is basically, like it says at the top of the screen, basically your community wiki. So at the top, you're going to have inventory. When you drop this down, you'll have items, uniques, currency, armor, weapons, amulets, and flasks. You drop down the next one, it has character class. You have your class, all the ones here for early access, that is. Then you have ascendancy class, passive skill tree, dual specialize, and keystones. Then you'll have your gems, you'll have axe, and then you'll have mechanisms here, media, and the map. So starting with inventory, if you click on items, you're going to see some of the items here. And by the way, this website's constantly being updated. So bookmark this in your browser and constantly come back here and check out what's been added to this website. But here's a quick glimpse. I'm not going to go over every single thing. I don't want to bore you guys. But here's a quick glimpse at everything on the items page, okay? And it's the page right here scrolls down really far. All right, just a heads up. So good, give this a good whirl. Dropping down another one here, we have uniques. This one here, there's a lot of juicy stuff here. It's a lot of great stuff. So feel free to knock yourself out and have fun looking at a lot of this stuff on the uniques tab, okay? So go ahead and give a good look at that. Coming up here back to the inventory, we have currency. All right, so if you're trying to familiarize yourself with POE2 and the currency in the game, here's a good look at all the currency as of today in this video on this website here. All right, dropping down another menu, we have the armor. So here's a good look at some armor, good 2D art here. Actually, this looks like it's going to be in engine. Some of it could be 2D art, but it all looks amazing. There's some shader stuff going on. Good look at the dex int strength, strength dex, strength int dex. Everything is categorized here. A lot of great art. It's really cool looking, honestly. Let's see. Let's go back up to the inventory here and go to weapons. So it's going to be right here. Check this out. This is going to have a weapons wheel where you have 100% intelligence for wands and staves, and then dexterity int on the right side or upper right corner of daggers and traps, and then quarter staves, claw bows, spears. You get the point. So check out this wheel here. If you're trying to figure out like what your attributes will be as you go into your build or your creativity or whatever you're trying to do before the early access drops. And then a lot of art here on the page as well down below. All right, coming back up at the inventory, we have amulets. So here we are with the amulets here. A couple, not very much here. There's a couple here. And then next is up, it's going to be the flasks. Here we are of the flask page. These look like utility flasks so far. I don't see any like unique flask. Maybe it's on the unique tab. I didn't really look. Next up is the character class. When you select on character class, you'll have these here. Now, if you notice right here, let me go ahead and zoom in. You'll have these 12. My camera's probably in the way, but you get the point. There's like basically 12 of these classes here. So you have warrior, marauder, sorceress, witch, ranger, huntress, mercenary, duelist, monk, shadow, druid, and templar. Now, the ones that'll be in early access, I believe, are the ones with the check marks. So we're going to have warrior, sorceress, witch, ranger, mercenary, and monk. Yes, those are the ones for EA. Confirmed, no scion. All right, so just confirm there. And then you have more, websites and things at the bottom there. Okay, and then if you want to kind of take a deep dive, you can click on any of the ones here in the drop down. Now, dropping down and moving to the ascendancy class, you'll see here is the community wiki for all the information so far for ascendancies. All the details here are bulleted, so go ahead and read through that. And then you have classes here. You can go ahead and click these. These are all clickable hyperlinks that'll take you to that information with the attributes here. Ascendancy 1, Ascendancy 2. As of today's recording, today is November 30th, 2024. Now, we will have a third Ascendancy at some point. Jonathan did say that we'll have a third one revealed in the early access at some point. I don't know when, but as of today, these are your 2 ascendancies for each class. And when you scroll down, I'm not going to go over all this, but when you scroll down, they're going to have a breakdown of each ascendancy along with prerequisites, modifiers, their skills. Give that part a look if you're trying to, build or theory craft what you want to do ahead of time. Next up is a link here with the passive tree. And so here, it's not really interactable. I mean, when you highlight your mouse around this, you can't really see any of the nodes, but here's a good look at the tree itself in case you want to get a good look at that. So that's that. And then go ahead and scroll back up. And there is an online version, by the way. I was going to show you that. There's actually another tab that I have separate. It's right here. This tab here is actually the interactable one. You can move it around. You can even highlight your mouse and it'll show you some of the nodes, not all of them. You can even highlight keystones, highlight notables. There's a search, and I'll drop links again in the top pinned comment. But if you click this online version, it's going to take you here anyway. Same website. You get what I'm saying? So if you want to just use the DB website and come here, cool. Or if you want to bookmark the separate one, this one, by all means, go for it. All right. So that's that one there. And then we're going to come back up to character class. That's the passive skill tree. And then dual specialize your passive skill tree. So it goes on by saying Path of Exile's iconic skill tree has made a return with over 1,500 skills. So basically what this is the dual part. Basically, it's when you're going to weapon swap. So you're going to have two sets of weapons and you'll have a dual skill tree system on the same skill tree. That's what this information is about. A lot of us already know that, but there's some more community-driven information here in case you want to kind of deep dive a little bit further. All right. Next up is Keystone. These are a lot of the keystones here, and Keystone plus notables. There's even a search at the top. So go ahead and scroll through this if you really want to take a deep dive and really nerd out on some of the the nodes and notables of that part of the tree. It's all right here in one snapshot. All right. Coming over to the gems, we're going to have the gem tab here. We're going to have all the ones here so far, at least. If you go to skill gems, you'll have the skill gems here. You'll have some of the support gems. It'll actually be labeled as support. Right here, it says skill gems and support gems, all here with a search. You click on gems, and here's some information about those gems. So I'm telling you guys, if you guys really want to like deep dive and nerd out and really plan ahead and get really wrapped into POE2 as we're leading up to early access, this website has everything for you. I'm not even kidding. It's pretty awesome. All right. Now coming over to spirit gems, we have an example here called Arctic Armor. It's going to be spell persistent and cold. Reservation 30 spirit. What do we mean by spirit? Basically, you have your resource, your mana pool or mana pool, depending on how you pronounce it, and then you have a spirit gauge as well. And a lot of these, not a lot, but some of the skills in POE2 are going to use a new resource type called spirit. Jonathan went over that in their big reveal video. But these are the gems here. If you're really curious about, what is spirit going to be used for, what skills are spirits going to be used for, give this tab a look, knock yourself out, and check out the spirit gems. All right. Now moving over to the axe here, I'm going to click on axe. And what's going to happen here is they're going to show you some images and some links here showing you what we're going to have access to for early access. So we all know that early access, we're going to have acts 1 through 3, and then it's going to be 1 through 3 again, repeated, but in a higher difficulty called Cruel. And then we're going to have the Atlas endgame for EA. Now, when the full release comes out, as this picture shows here, we're going to have acts 1 through 6 at full release, and then, the endgame going to the Atlas. All right. And so right now, I think there's some information here about Acts 4, 5, and 6. I'm not sure how accurate this is, but it seems like the folks have really come together for the community and added Acts 4, 5, and 6 of what they think it is or what they kind of know what it is based off of some information they maybe have gotten from other developers or other insiders or other content creators. I'm not really sure. So, go ahead and we'll click on Act 4, for instance, see what information they have. Here's some Act 4 information and the areas. Things of that nature. It looks like Crip here has an image here. This looks like from an older image. If I'm not mistaken, this was Crip from the Exile Con. So I would take this image with a grain of salt because a lot of the stuff is changed, I'm sure, since this reveal. But again, this image here will kind of showcase that right there. Moving over to the dropdown called Mechanism here, you can see what they have at the very top. It says System Changes, Mana Cost. I'm not going to read all this stuff, but it basically says Mana Cost is spent throughout the skill instead of on use. Canceling skill or getting stunned will not consume mana. So these are basically what this title is, System Changes for Path of Exile 2. Go ahead and read down all this. You know what? I see one that caught my eye right now is Calling Strike. So Calling Strike says kills normal, magic, rare, and unique enemies at 30, 20, 10, and 5% life, respectively. All right. So system changes for POE2. If you're interested in that, I would highly recommend that you click on Mechanism and then check out System Changes. Dodge roll is another one here. So spacebar to dodge roll if you're on the keyboard mouse. If you're on gamepad, I think it's going to be circle on PS5 or PS controller, and then Xbox is going to be B. I think that's what it's mapped to. It says no cooldown, no limitations. It includes path finding, grants stun resistance. So everything you need to know about dodge rolling is right there. All right. That's all under Mechanism. And then I'll click on one more, and that'll be Spirit. Spirit reservation system replaces mana reservation. So permanent effects reserve spirit now instead of mana having standard limits. And then you have 0 spirit by default. Increases can be obtained from boss drops, quest item modifiers, and then the scepter implicits. And then Act 1 quest gives some spirit. And then every act has a quest that grants more spirit, granting to a total of 180. So again, I'm not going to read all these bullets here. Just check it out in your own time and feel free to learn more about spirit. Back to mechanism here. We have quest, gold, and then craft. Actually, I don't know about crafting bench because I thought, let me see. Actually, this is new to me. Let's see. Now that POE2 is so close to launch and we've revealed the content, I can actually talk about people about, okay. And then Imp here says, or Impy says, hey, could you confirm this crafting bench with a salvage system? So now we have, I don't know how old or new this is, but this is the crafting bench here. It looks like we have tiers. I don't know how old or new this is, but it looks like it's relatively new because this date is November 22nd. So this is actually an updated image of the crafting bench. So that's cool. This is actually new to me as I'm recording this. I didn't know this existed. So this is really cool. So I would definitely be sure to hold on to this website and check back here in case you have any other questions. Then you have media with some videos. And then you have the map here. So here's some videos here by Dreamcore and all the other great content creators out there for Path of Exile 2 that are constantly uploading great content, right? So good stuff here. So go ahead and check out those videos there if you choose to do so. And then we have the map. Let's go ahead and look at the in-game map here. I haven't even seen this yet. It's probably some images of the Atlas map. Here we go. So here's an image here. I don't know how far up or down this atlas goes. It looks like it kind of keeps going. The fog is going to cover and hide some of the outside areas. If you notice, there's going to be Act 1 through 3 and then Act 1 through 3 again. And you have the in-game tab of the map here. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Yeah, it looks like you can drag the atlas kind of left, right, up and down. The fog is kind of hiding, you know, what we can't see obviously just yet. So just a heads up there in case of that it. That's just the atlas. No. You can drag and drop and kind of move around. All right. Lots of information here. This is the first time I'm seeing this here. Let's see. Let's read this one here. We are going to be adding a lot more over time, but for Path of Exile 2, we decided to start with 7 district systems. Okay. 7 distinct systems you can progress through. So we have Breach, Ritual, Delirium, Expedition, Trial of Sechamus, Trial of Chaos, and then the Burning Monolith. So those are your 7 here for now, right? And then Waystones, they went over Waystones in one of their videos. Precursor Artifacts, which is the shrines. Strong Boxes are making a return. Essences are making a return. Nameless Seer Hideout. You have Towers, Atlas Tree Bosses. It's all here. So feel free to deep dive onto this website. Again, this is POE2 DB or database. Amazing website. The other website, we already went over that, but again, this is the skill tree. It's kind of interactive. Not all the small nodes are interactive. So when I hover my mouse over some of these nodes, you're not going to be able to see them. So the only ones that are interactable are the ones you see in yellow, like this one here, Mana Blessing, Rapid Recharge, Melding. You get the point. And you can highlight keystones like that, like I mentioned prior in the video. But yeah, you can drag and drop, move your cursor around and kind of find out what's been going on. Check out this website, bookmark it and find out what they've been adding here as we're waiting for the early access to release. Finally, we have this website here. This website here is POE2skills.com. Again, links in the pinned comment. Check out this website. It is interactable. I put in a skill here called Flicker Strike just to see how it works. But basically, you're going to have, your skill gems here, support gems at the top. You can click this right here and then search for, let's say, Arc, for instance. And here's Arc. Here's the skill gem for Arc and POE2. You drop that in. It's blue. And then you can click on the support gem area and boom, you have all your support gems. You can add whatever here. We can say, we can type in lightning like this right here. We'll say lightning mastery +1 to level supported lightning skills. Great. We'll go ahead and add that. Click on this one here. We can add, add a chaos damage. It doesn't matter. So you just go ahead and add your supported gems here. You can even add, we can add a totem if you want. I mean, what else? I mean, the world is your oyster here. Arctic armor, another skill here. I mean, it really armor breaker. You get the point. It's all here, and you can map it out. You can create a new build, drop this down, and have a list of your builds, rename your build, delete the build. You could do a shared link. And then you can click on this one here for all of the skill gems. There's 168 as of this recording with a a functioning search skill. Just type in whatever you want. Let's see if we type in, palm. I think there was killing palm, shattering palm, staggering palm. It all works. And then you have support gems as well. Added cold damage, added fire damage. You know, we can even probably do charge and see what comes up. You have overcharge, multiple charge, elemental discharge, perpetual charge, enduring mana, break endurance. You get the point, right? It all works. And if you want to go back to the main page, click on POE2 skills. It'll take you right back to this page here. So I hope this was helpful. Drop a like. Let me know what you guys are thinking about POE2. We'll see you guys next video. Y'all take it easy.